Question number 4, Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Economic Development and asks, will the government release papers detailing the costs of gambling-related harm at SkyCity Auckland before the final sign-off on the SkyCity Convention Centre deal? And if not, when will these papers be released?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, no. As I've said publicly a number of times, I would anticipate that if and when negotiations are complete and a final agreement is signed with SkyCity, the government will then proactively release a large number of documents previously withheld on the basis of commercial sensitivity and prejudicing the Crown's position in commercial negotiations. As the member will appreciate, due to the ongoing nature of negotiations with SkyCity, it's not possible to provide her with a fixed date yet at this time.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
What is the estimated cost per annum of the social harm caused by the SkyCity deal?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I think the member is asking me to provide that information now, and I've just answered to in the primary question why I'm not prepared to provide that information at this point. But as I've said previously once, and if an agreement is completed, the intention would be to release that information.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
Well, has he received any advice regarding the social harm caused by the 12 extra gaming tables granted to SkyCity under this deal, given these tables are the equivalent of an extra 240 poker machines, as they allow up to 20 people to play games from a central computer? And if so, what was that advice?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, I don't necessarily agree with the member's characterisation of those machines, but again, I wouldn't want to give the advice at this time. I suppose I could just say in more broad terms that it's possible to conduct have social harm from any nature of social activities. For example, having drinks at a corporate box and a rugby match with SkyCity, it'd be possible to have potentially social harm there.
Order. I have a point of order from Denise Roche.
The question related to poker machines, not to SkyCity corporate boxes, sir.
I think
Supplementary?
Supplementary question, Denise Roche. Order. I've called Denise Roche for a supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What evidence, if any, does he have that the host responsibility measures proposed in the Heads of Agreement by SkyCity will reduce problem gambling, and will those host responsibility measures be subject to review by independent experts, and if not, why not?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, again, the member is asking me to particularly address the information that I've said that I will release in due course. But it's important, and I can point out for her, that in relation to the requirement for SkyCity to meet its host responsibility requirements, and none of that has changed by any proposed agreement. They would be required to meet the requirements that are set up and overseen by the Gambling Commission. So none of that does change.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
Why did he not instruct financial consultants called Mentha to count the costs of the social harm of this deal when they were contracted to analyse its costs and benefits?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, the purpose of the Court of Mentha report was to assess the economic value of those two particular of the arrangements between the parties to ensure that they were fair on an economic basis. So the social harm discussion is dealt with separately with a separate stream of advice, and as I say, that'll be released in due course.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
Does he consider that any social harm caused by the deal is a cost to the Crown and the country, and why hasn't he let the public know about that before the contract is signed?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, well, as I said at the time, the government has made its assessment, Cabinet has made its assessment of the merits of any arrangement and considered an arrangement, and have, on balance, decided to proceed on the basis that the benefits of it outweigh the costs. That's Cabinet's view. And as I said, there's a range of supporting information that will be released in due course.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Why will he not release the papers detailing the financial and other costs of social harm before signing the deal? Is he concerned at the outcry from the Auckland public if they knew in advance how bad this deal will be for their communities?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, no, Mr Speaker, I'm not concerned about that at all. It's just not appropriate when there's a whole range of information that's being considered as part of the negotiations of the final agreement. I notice there are a number of people in public who are saying that they're very concerned. Some of them, of course, have close links to various political parties. Other members of the public probably have a more even view, which is around the balance of economic growth and jobs versus the potential for some social harm, and I'm sure they will consider that when and if any deal is finalised and legislation is put before the House.
Question number 5, Melissa Lee.
Mr Speaker, my question to the